coming up this hill. We're now going up Avenue de Clichy, and we are heading towards Place Clichy. But on the right-hand side, you can see straight away a place called the Casino de Paris. And this is where the 369th Harlem Regiment, who I said were honored on the Champs-Élysées, they went back to New York, reformed, and came back and played at the Casino de Paris in a room called the Perroquet Room. They played there for 6 years. And the African-American musicians here, they were considered, nobody else knew how to play jazz. And when the clubs decided that they wanted the French musicians to play jazz, the French musicians thought, well, this isn't real music. So they didn't want to play it. So this is the hot spot here, the Casino de Paris. When Josephine Baker came here in 1925, she was not the first to arrive. A woman named Bricktop. Has anybody heard of Bricktop? She got here before Josephine Baker got here. She was called Bricktop because she had bright red hair, but Josephine said it was because she also had a temper of the Irish as well, which wasn't surprising because she was half Irish, half black. But Bricktop she was used to, in the state, to performing in big clubs and having the great treatment. But when she came to Paris, she was booked into a place called Le Grand Duc. She looked at it and she saw how small it was. It probably had like maybe up to 12 tables. And this place was run by Eugene Boulard, the first African-American pilot. Anyway, he was running the club. And we're coming up to it. You'll find it on the right-hand corner here that says Café Brasserie Le Coq. That's where Bricktop performed first, right in the corner. She started singing here, saw how small it was, sat down and cried. Langston Hughes was working in the back there, believe it or not. He just lived up the street there. He'd come down the hill, working, washing dishes in the back there. And while he's washing dishes, he's listening to Bricktop in the front, performing. And then he starts working in his mind. He starts creating jazz poetry. So the very first jazz poetry was created in the back room here of this little place, and it was called the Grand Duc. Well, you know, Bricktop was an entrepreneur. She didn't stay there long. She crossed the street, right where it says Nicolas. We think it's right on this corner here, but we know it is across the street from where she was formerly employed. And she opened her own place, Bricktops, and it was a huge success. She had people like Scott Fitzgerald came, Hemingway, Cole Porter was there. We're on Rue Fontaine here, which was called the Black Montmartre, the heart of Black Montmartre, and on the left-hand side is where Josephine Baker, we don't know which number it was, but Josephine had her own club here called Chez Josephine. Of course, Josephine was used to the high style, and it was expected of her in her club. It was one of the most expensive in the city.